Okay, the next two buttons are the Superscript and Subscript. Those you probably use a lot more in math than anything else, but we can put like a number here, and if I highlight it, click this button, it goes to a little one down a little bit below it. And the other one, if I want to do something like x squared, I highlight the 2 and superscript, and now we have x squared right there. We have different kinds of things we can do with the fonts. There's a whole bunch of different fancy things to do with the fonts here. We can outline them, put a shadow under them, do a reflection underneath them. I'll let you just mess around with that later, but we're going to go to the next one, which is the highlighter. So I can highlight a bunch of words, click on it, and they're in yellow now. I can choose a different color. Click on the little arrow. Whenever you see a little arrow next to it, that means you have choices. So I could go red. I could highlight that and put it, black makes it hard to read, but purple. And this is the font color itself. So I can change the color of the font to red, or again, the little arrow next to it, pick a color. So those are those things all in there. Stuff we can do with the letters themselves here. This has more to do with the type of the formatting of the sentences and stuff like that. So first thing I'm going to do is make separate some sentences here. Okay, so here's the bullets. If I want to have bullet points, I can highlight a bunch of sentences and put bullet points next to them. You see that there's an arrow there, which means I have choices. I can do squares. There's that fancy one right there. All kinds of different choices. Next to it is numbering. We can have numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do a bunch of different choices with the decimal, with the point after it, with a parenthesis after it. You can do Roman numerals, letters, small Roman numerals. So you have a bunch of choices there. Here we have which way it's justified. This is called the justification, the alignment. So if I take this paragraph, and all I have to do is click right there, I can align it. Right now it's aligned to the left, which means there's a straight line in the left, and the right side kind of bounces in and out depending upon how long the words are and how it fits in. If I click on the next one, that centers it so that they're evenly spaced from side to side. I can also right justify it so that the straight line is on the right side and we have the indents on the left side. Or I can do what's called justified, which does it straight lines on both sides. See a lot of that in magazines and newspapers and stuff because it looks nice to read when it has the same nice straight on each side. This one here is line spacing. So it usually defaults to 1.15. We can go to three spaces between them. I can even go down to options. And if I want to, there we go. No, where is it? Indents and spacing. Right here. So I can go up to 10 spaces in between each, which if you want to write a lot of notes as you're going on stuff, that's good to do. That's all we're going to talk about on the Home tab. So next we're going to go to the Insert tab. And we have a whole bunch of choices here: cover page, blank page, although you don't really need to add a blank page because you can always just keep typing and it automatically adds a new page. What you can do, this page break is really good if you're writing stories or stuff and you want a new chapter to always start on a new page. If I click here right before this one, hit page break, now no matter what I do, add above it, this will always be at the beginning of a page, this click right here. So that's what page break is good for. I could make that a separate page too. And now this will always be the only thing on that page. I can add a table. Let's do that right here. And just like all the other Microsoft, you pick how big you want it to be. But here you get some choices. You can make it colored, give it color. If you click on that down arrow there, you get a bunch more choices. Arrows always give you more choices. Next is pictures. We can add pictures to here. So I can click right here, add a picture. From this device, I can do stock images, online images. I'm going to go to my device and pick up a picture I have here. And when you have a picture, you'll see it automatically goes into picture format, and we have a whole bunch of different choices here. First thing I can do is make it larger or smaller. I'm going to make it smaller. Whoops, I flipped it around. Oh well. You can rotate it. And right now it always kind of sits here in the middle there, and there's a lot of blank space here. So I'm going to skip through all this for now and go to position. And we have different positions. It can be in line with text like it is. I can make it go up to the top here. I can make it go in the middle, the top there. Move it to different places. You can see right here, it shows you where I can do it, have it stay in the middle of the page, completely middle of the page. I can also go more layout options. Text wrapping is what I want to do. So I'm actually going to go over here to wrap text. And you have square, you have tight, where you can see the difference there. Let me scroll this up. Square means it creates a square around it. Tight brings it in tighter to the picture. It can go through it, top and bottom of it. I can do it behind text, in front of text, and a bunch of other choices. I usually go with the tight, and then you can move it around and it'll move the text to go with it. If I make it smaller, again, the text stays close to it. So there you can kind of see what that does. Some of the other options are remove background. I don't use that too much, but we have corrections here where we can make it lighter. If it's too dark, I can make it a little bit lighter. I can colorize it. I can do artistic effects. I'm going to just let you guys mess around with those and check them out on your own. The main thing here is the wrap text, is so that you have it. If I do it inline, it always is going to leave a white space there with nothing in it. So I always go square. Will work if you don't twist it or anything, but I always go tight so that it'll move around with it. And if I turn it, it still tries to stay close.